I think it usually, there we go. Now we're live. Okay, here we are. We are live. I am Dr. Ryan from Spain. I went to Life West Chiropractic School a long time ago. And here we are today with Lisa. And Lisa, I have a little bit of information on you. It says here that you are in your fourth year at Mctimoney College of Chiropractic, and that is in the UK. Is that correct?
Yes, correct. Yeah, in
And
Manchester.
okay, and so you have one more year to go until you're finished?
Yeah, the plan is that I get into clinic January, but it just depends a little bit on Corona. But then that will be the last clinic year for me. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, everything, especially in Europe, is complicated with the coronavirus. But at least you can continue care and continue your education, which is important. So, Lisa, let's begin. Let's kind of go back before you started chiropractic school. Tell me a little bit about. I hear that you were a chiropractic assistant, a CA, before you went into school. Tell me a little bit about how you got into chiropractic and what's Tell me about your journey.
Yeah, sure. So I actually first was a beautician before I became a chiropractic assistant. And I worked in a bit of a medical laser center, if you will. And there was a chiropractor renting a room in there. So I worked with two different chiropractors before, but they never really told me about what chiropractic was or what it could do for people. They weren't very inspiring, if I can say. And when they left, my mentor, still to this day now, he rented the room. And it was just such a difference because he did tell me what it was. And I started seeing these really amazing things, like clients getting back to their health goals and achieving these great things. And then it kind of piqued my interest, like, hey, this is really cool. And I wanted to know more about it. And then he hired me as a CA, an assistant. Mm-hmm. And then things started rolling. I came along to a lot of chiropractic seminars. And then I was like, wow, I just got to become a chiropractor myself.
Good for you. I've heard a lot of stories about people who previously worked with chiropractors and then they became inspired to join the chiropractic profession. Good for you. So you're almost done. What describe that feeling, that moment when you're like, I want to become a chiropractor. I mean, because you're working first as a CA, doing the secretary stuff and and then describe that moment. It's like, wow, I need to do something more with my life.
Yeah, it was definitely like a special moment because you're an assistant and I used to be a beautician before and I always thought like I'm not good at learning but then all of a sudden the vision became so much bigger than myself that at one point I was just like, I don't care what I think I can do, I'm gonna do it. And that's kind of when the vision kind of took over and I just took action and did it, and I never looked back.
Okay, and so why did you choose Mctimoney Chiropractic College?
I choose Mctimoney because it worked perfectly with my job because I work as a CA in the Netherlands, and Mctimoney allows you to do a full-time extended course. So I could combine the two. Sadly, full-time school wasn't in the cards for me. And this way, I wouldn't have to leave my job, which I learned so much from and still do. And I could just get the perfect balance between the two of them. And Mctimoney is a great school as well. Great philosophy. Right. Yeah.
I mean, there's so many. I'm just curious why you picked that specific school. There's many in Europe and people from the Netherlands. I've heard they go to the Barcelona school. They go to some into the two different schools in England and all over the place. So just curious. How are you able to work and then also go to school at the same, because the classes were online? Is that what's happening?
Right now, there's a lot of online stuff going on, of course, with Corona. Usually, you travel to school at least once a month for a midweek or maybe longer or a bit shorter, depends on what you have, of course. And that way you can just work, still afford to go to school. And that's actually the main reason I chose Mctimoney was so I could combine the two and become a chiropractor in the first place.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about the student life at Mctimoney. how are you as a student over there?
It's always such a treat to go to Manchester and see everyone again because we don't study full time. And it's kind of interesting because the teachers also tell us that it's a pleasure to always work with us because the part-time students really made a decision like, okay, I can make it work like this. I'm all in and I'm motivated to do the work. And sometimes with the full-time students, they don't get that feeling per se from students. So it's always really nice to see everyone, to work together with the teachers. And it's a really tight, good group. So it's lovely.
So, but you said there's the part-time and the full-time. Is that just because of the coronavirus, or before this whole virus outbreak, you were also doing the same plan of study?
Yeah, it's always been like this. They offer full-time courses, which is a bit shorter, and then the full-time extended course, and it will take you a bit longer.
Okay. Yeah, it just each school does things a little different. When we were at Life West, we went full time. They had an extended program as well, but you would still go. I guess there were some people that worked as well. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been to school, so you have to forgive me. So, what are your plans after you graduate? You're going to graduate pretty soon now. What's your goal?
So far, I've since I've been a CA, I worked for Top Chiro in the Netherlands, and there's such a nice team and mentorship I have, or that I get to enjoy, that I definitely will stay with Top Chiro. I think that I will open my own franchise. I'm not sure where in the Netherlands yet.
Okay.
But that's my plan for when I graduate.
Good for you. Yeah, that's nice, because when there's already a program developed, you can just get in. You have everything already planned, and you can just start fresh, and but you can avoid a bunch of mistakes. I personally started my practice by myself, and I made quite a bit of mistakes in the beginning, especially on the business aspect. And if you have somebody that can guide you, I think that's fantastic.
Definitely, yeah. Because I notice a lot of students, they actually experience that. Like there's a bit nervousness about graduating and what am I gonna do? And yeah, so mentorship is definitely such a good thing to do.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think one of the main problems of every chiropractic school and in the entire world is that we graduate good chiropractors, but we're terrible business people.
Exactly.
And I think we need more in that area. Yeah, I think that's a very important aspect as well, not just be able
Absolutely.
to get them better. But yeah, good for you. Yeah, I there's a lot of good chiropractors in the Netherlands. I've been to some seminars up there.
Cool.
And it's always just a really good group of people. Just the chiropractors in Europe in general, they're just very open and they get together. So,
Yeah.
So I have a question here. I'm not sure how to ask it, but it says to ask you if you're involved with any other projects related with chiropractic currently.
Oh, I think that's because of a student new grad group I started recently. Because it's funny that you. Sorry, it's funny that you mentioned that about the business, because I noticed that a lot too. I was very lucky and blessed that I started as a CA before I came into chiropractic school, and throughout the years I could come along to seminars about marketing and sales, and I've experienced all these things in practice already. That it's so different than when you don't have that background, and I think there's so much out in chiropractic that could help students with that. It's just that the exposure maybe is not that good, or people or students don't know where to turn yet. So that is my main goal for the group that I created on Facebook and also now on Instagram, to expose good docs or mentors or seminars that they can go to get successful.
Okay, so to try to guide some of the students in the right direction, just have information available. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about your school experience. Do you guys have clubs over there? Do the students get together and practice different techniques, or can you talk about that a little bit?
Because it's once a month that we travel there, we definitely get together and practice technique. We don't have so much, how do you say it, clubs or adjusting clubs in Manchester yet. I've heard in Abingdon, a different location of Mctimoney, that they have more clubs available there. But it's definitely more about seminars and getting out there to get exposed to technique.
Okay, yeah. I've heard that from a few different people in Europe, from the Italian schools and the Spanish schools, that not a lot of people have the clubs like we do in the United States. And
No.
I thought that was interesting. I guess it's a different atmosphere, especially if you're doing the long distance learning. It's harder to get together so that you can all practice. But when you do get together, you can practice quite a lot. So that's good. That's good. So what would you recommend to a potential chiropractic student? Should they go and possibly become a CA first, and maybe see what it's like, get a feel for what chiropractic's like, or because you have a unique perspective from being a CA and now you're going to become a chiropractor and having worked both sides of that coin that are both very important. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. I think if you have the possibility to work as a CA, always do it. I mean, you have so many different chiropractic offices, different styles of practice. If you can get any exposure to that, always do it, right? Because you can just get used to the environment and especially learn what you don't want in the future, and maybe learn a lot about what you do want.
Right.
So it's always a great learning experience. So if you have that possibility, absolutely take it.
Okay. And so what type of techniques are you working with right now? What type of chiropractic are you doing?
So at Mctimoney, they have their own technique. It's called the Mctimoney technique.
Right.
So they use a lot of low force toggles, things like that. And then at Top Chiro, where I work, I learn Thompson's and Diversified. So it's really cool.
Okay, so you have a good mix. Sorry, my light went out. There it is.
That's okay.
Okay.
I lost your. Oh no, I hear you now again.
Okay. Sorry, when I get a call, the stream gets interrupted. Okay, so a little bit of Diversified. You said Gonstead and the Mctimoney technique.
Thompson, Diversified, and Mctimoney. Yeah. And we actually had a Gonstead seminar from Christian and Marina. But I would like to learn more about that for sure. I'm losing you again with the sound. No. You hear me? No. Should I send him a message? Or are you in contact? Yeah. Hopefully you can cut it out some way.